From the shadowed peaks of the Salt Lake Valley to the mist-covered banks of the Hudson Valley and all across the globe, the signal drifts through the night. This is Midnight Signals. Now, here are your hosts, Sergeant Shenanigator and Alien Mike.
Alien Mike, what's going on tonight, man?
Oh, another day in paradise. How are you?
Absolutely. A very, very smoky paradise.
Oh yeah, I hear it's pretty brutal where you're at.
Oh, very. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I was quite shocked because right before I left to go on vacation, we had at least 3 fires that I knew of. One up right next to Sarah's work by the Capitol, University of Utah, and one in Eureka, and then there was some other one.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one up by the U of U.
Yeah, you could smell it everywhere. Yeah, it was pretty rough. But then we went on vacation, came back, and it seemed like everything was gone. Couldn't see anything, smell anything, nothing. And then I heard that you guys got hit with the Canadian ones pretty bad.
Oh yeah, today's not bad. It's cleared up a little. It's still bad, but it's cleared up a lot from yesterday, the day before.
Oh, that's good. Lilith, how are you? Nadine, good morning.
Welcome, Lilith, Nadine.
Brother Shenanigator's
on here.
Yeah, good to see you guys. So, how have you been for the last? Oh boy,
2.5 weeks.
Has it really been that long?
No, 2 weeks. Yeah,
2
our
weeks.
last live was the last time we did anything.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So how have you been for 2 weeks?
Started this new job and I am loving it. I'm out actually feeling like I'm making a difference finally.
Well, that's good.
I mean, I'm not saying I wasn't making a difference in my last company, but you never knew because you could never leave the office.
Yep.
But enough of work. How was your vacation?
It was good. It was good to get away. Even though I always have a really hard time leaving. Hell, when me and Sarah came to New York, we had our daughter here that could take care of all the animals for us. So it wasn't as bad, but whenever we all leave, this is twice now, it's very stressful the whole time. But it was good to get away, even for a week.
Hey, my wife would never go for this, but you were actually in the area, along the area that is my ultimate retirement spot. Along the Appalachian Mountains between North Carolina and Virginia.
You know, it was nice. I expected it to be a lot like back home in Georgia, where it was going to be hot as hell and humid as hell. And yes, it was humid and I loved it, but the heat, I mean, it was like mid 70s, maybe somewhere around there. So it was really, really nice.
I recommend just if you guys are into nature,
yeah,
go out to the Grandfather Mountains.
The nature was
beautiful up there.
Incredible. It honestly reminded me of when I left Georgia at the end of 2001 and came back to Utah. I drove up through, I hit Tennessee, and coming through Tennessee was a lot like where I was at in North Carolina. It looked exactly the same.
Isn't that where all the hills out there have eyes?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they do. We got my son pretty nervous. He's always whistling, and in Appalachia, you don't whistle at night. That's just a part of their legends. You just don't do it. And so me and my sister were telling my son, like, you cannot do this here. Well, why? Well, here's what the legend is. So what's going to happen? I go, well, people disappear. Really? Not one peep out of him about it the whole entire time. Not one whistle.
Weren't you telling me you had somebody call your name out there?
No, what happened was we were driving. I can't remember where we went. I think we had gone to the Scottish Festival one day, and then afterwards we went out to eat. And on the way home, we had two cars. I was with my brother and his wife and my sister in one car. And all the windows are up. And as we're driving, you can't go very fast through this area. I mean, it's funny. The speed limit's 55, but the roads are so windy, you can do maybe 35.
Oh, yeah.
And I hear whistling. I shit you not. I look at my sister. She's got headphones in and looks at me like, what? And I didn't say a word until the next evening. But as we're driving through, you can hear whistling as we're going through.
Oh, geez.
Yep. And then that same night, we're at this huge cabin. And I decide everybody's in the hot tub. I'm going to go for a walk. Big, long driveway. And I get about halfway down it, and I'm looking at fireflies and other things around. And something catches my attention, and I look off to the side, and I can't see anything. It's pitch black, but I hear something, not like a raccoon, not that, larger, running through the bushes back and forth. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I ought to go back because I don't know what this is. And then I hear it on the other side of the road or the driveway doing the same thing, like bouncing back and forth. And I went, I'm just going to go back inside and not deal with this tonight.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was fun.
I love going ghost hunting. I love going out into the woods and exploring. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I do, before we get into possession, I do have a story for you for today.
Okay.
I'll get to that in a second. But, as much as I would love to retire up into that area, part of me is too much of a coward.
And
I'm not worried about cryptids out in the woods. I'm not worried about whistling. I'm worried about the actual mountain men that live out there.
So I'll kind of go on a little side quest, if you will, here for a moment. So at the festival, I expected it to be different than what I was used to. I expected there to be the Appalachian hippies, the backwoods country. The only way I can describe it is, like Nadine said, the hills have eyes. You're out in the middle of nowhere, and they've got like the long burlap sack dresses with flowers in their hair, singing to Mother Nature, just kind of that out of touch with reality. But I didn't expect it to be like it was. And after seeing all that, one day driving home to the cabin, we drive past some houses and pitch black. We almost run into this dude on a four-wheeler who's sitting in the middle of the road wearing nothing but like cut off jean shorts, just hillbilly as all get out. And I'm as hillbilly as they come. And this was bad. And they had a huge fire in the back of their house. And the dudes were running around screaming, waving their arms. You thought something was like they were seriously in trouble. None of us stopped, of course. But after seeing that, I side with you. Like,
yeah,
even the backwoods of Georgia isn't even like that.
No, it's definitely an experience to be up in those hills.
Absolutely gorgeous, though.
Anyway, my quick story, completely unrelated to possessions. I had to take a client down to Harris, New York today.
Okay.
Not quite all the way to the city, but close enough.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're driving down, we just crossed the Newburgh Beacon Bridge. And the guy I'm bringing down says, "Wow, check out that bird." And I look over, and there's this huge bird in the air. It's not flapping its wings. I'm like, "Wow, this is really cool. He must have a really good updraft."
Mm-hmm.
And then it does like 390-degree turns, and I kid you not, flipped in the air and took off so fast.
Weird.
There was no way that a bird did what I saw. And it wasn't, we could clearly see a bird. It was shaped like a bird, or it was shaped like a triangle, a thunderbird. Thank you, Lilith. I was trying to remember thunderbird today.
Okay. I don't know if I know what that is. Interesting.
So, anyway, I am out of practice with this.
Me too.
I just about ended the stream.
Oh.
Yeah, I was heading up to the end stream button towards the head. Show's over. Thanks, everybody.
We're done, guys. We've been going for like 11 minutes and 42 seconds.
Yep.
See you in 2 weeks.
Boy, look, our subscriber list is already going down.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I don't even know what it's at after 2 weeks of nothing.
We're standing strong at 123.
That's what we were.
Gained another one since you went on vacation.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, where I thought you were going with that was, what is it called? I swear it was like parallax something. I'm probably way off, but I kept seeing these stupid. I hate seeing them, but I also kind of get a kick out of the whole glitch in the Matrix videos because generally can be scientifically explained. And it was about planes that you'll see somebody that's recording and the plane is just standing still. And I thought, well, there's no way, this is kind of BS, until I was driving up 7800 South towards Mountain View, and I looked up and I couldn't get my phone out fast enough. But as I'm driving, you see it's just sitting there for like 30 seconds, not moving. And I'm like,
I've wanted to see something like that my entire life, and I've never gotten that lucky.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, what is it? And then I look back at the road and I look up again, and all of a sudden you see it kind of how you said, it just kind of takes off. And after some research, what it is like I said, like parallax effect, something of that nature. It's the direction that, in this case, the plane is flying, the speed, the altitude, based on your location, your speed, the direction you're moving.
Oh yeah.
It makes it look like it's standing perfectly still. So that's where I thought you were going.
Now, I would love to see something like this, but no, this thing was moving the entire time, and it was moving in ways I've never seen birds move.
I don't even know what a thunderbird is, to be honest. Like, let me see if I can. Come on, I can't even work my computer. It's been that long.
The North American mythological bird-like spirit.
Seriously, though, it's always in the summer and usually on a back road, and suddenly an enormous bird swoops across the road so fast that you can't be sure I don't know if you even saw it. Upstate New Yorkers tell you. So what I've got is Thunderbird mythological bird-like supernatural being. Thunderbird is said to create thunder by flapping its wings in Algonquian tellings, and lightning by flashing its eyes in both Algonquian and Iroquois tellings. I don't know if this is the same thing.
It is.
Okay, that's really, really cool. I've never.
What Lilith said is exactly what it is.
Well, I'm looking at. I know this isn't exactly the same, but so let me
But you've seen the Thunderbirds, the Air Force Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Their logo on the back of the jet.
Yeah.
That is the Native American Thunderbird.
Oh, okay. Because what I'm seeing here, I don't even know how to do this anymore. So I'm going to share this. Yeah. So if you see this right here, can you, if you can't, that. So I don't know if it's not the same, but part of my tattoo right here, it's all native right here with the birds.
Okay.
So
yeah,
interesting.
We better get to the show though.
Yeah. 20 minutes of us BSing.
Yeah.
My trip was great, but I'm glad to be back home. I missed you guys.
Yeah, I don't know about Alien Mike, but I was going through withdrawals.
It was nice not to have to do research, but then I got home and I started looking at all my alien stuff up on the walls, posters, newspaper articles, everything. And I'm like, yeah, I got to get going again.
Oh yeah.
So Mr. Steve, what have we got for today?
Tonight we have got probably one of those shows that you say the word and the very first thought that everybody has is one movie.
Yep.
Tonight we're going to talk about possessions. And not the possessions we have in our house. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
Here's my possessions and all my books. God damn it, Steve. That was good.
It was a fun day just out there on the highway. I spent my whole day going down and back.
So we're talking about the type of possessions.
Spirit possessions, demon possessions. We're talking about it. We're going to briefly talk about a lot of it.
LOL, show and tell. Here's what I have today, boys and girls. It is a notebook where I keep all my UFO notes.
So I'm going to sound really, really dumb right now, but when we first talked about doing the show on possessions, all I could think of was The Exorcist and the Christian version of possessions.
Right.
Researching this, it's every culture has its own version of it.
You know, honestly, I knew that I knew it was all over the place, but I didn't really ever pay any attention to it, except for the Christian part of it.
Yeah.
Until today.
I see a Catholic priest walking up a dark stairwell or dark walkway.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how many other cultures actually, I mean, they don't call it possessions, of course. And I think that's what threw me off, but how many other cultures have the exact same thing, just call it by a different name?
Oh yeah. Book I read today. It was quite interesting, but yeah, they go through and they talk about multiple cultures and what they call it. And it kind of opens your eyes that it's not just Christian.
So, what I found, I'm just going to go through the quick history as far back as I could go. And it starts out 10,000 plus years ago. And while they didn't have any way of recording this, archaeologists have found skulls dating back 7,000 to 10,000 years with perfectly round holes cut in them through a procedure called trepanation. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Trepanation or trepanation?
Yeah, trepanation.
Okay, where they drill a hole in your skull and drain or insert. Yeah.
And they're really not sure if They don't believe that the prehistoric man was drilling holes in their mate's head to relieve pressure after an injury, but it could happen.
Right.
So archaeologists believe that this was allowing evil spirits to escape the body.
Yep.
There's no way of proving that.
But that was back then their thought,
Yeah.
that doing this would allow it to get out of you.
No. Yeah. So it shocked me that, I mean, even before a written language, when we were just, written language, back when we were drawing pictures on cave walls or wherever they drew pictures, that they're also drilling heads.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
That they knew that they could drill into a head a certain distance without seriously hurting someone.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm glad I chose this time frame to be alive then. Like I had a choice in it, but I'm glad I chose this time. At least when they drill my head, they tell me why beforehand.
Not me. They say there's no point in it. You're screwed enough as it is.
Well, let's be fair. If they were to tell us, we'd forget in 2 minutes anyway.
What'd you say?
Exactly. So, where written history comes in is from ancient Mesopotamia, and the Sumerians, Babylonians, Assyrians, they all believed in countless spirits, and they believed in demons. Some of the most famous demons are, again, I'm probably going to screw these names up: Lamashtu, Pazuzu, and Utuku.
Okay, so I know Lilith will know this one, but you said Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
Lilith, I'm sure you remember that. I think it was a Netflix documentary they did on Pazuzu Alagard. Was that his name? Anyway, it goes into this dude. Yeah. So keep going.
So anyway, the really interesting thing that I found is Pazuzu was a demon that was actually invoked to protect mothers and infants from Lamashtu. Nadine and the crazy guy. Yep.
Yeah. He was from, I want to say Virginia or North Carolina, somewhere in that area.
So, and this is what threw me for the loop is Pazuzu, you're invoking Pazuzu to protect mothers and infants. But Pazuzu is the demon made famous in the movie The Exorcist.
Yep.
Who possessed a child. So anyway, I just found that kind of interesting that, completely against what is taught, but I don't know, maybe Pazuzu did possess children to protect them. I don't know.
Right.
But the only reason I brought that up is because we're going to get into the Exorcist here in a little bit. So then Egyptians also believed humans consisted of multiple spiritual components. And luckily, Mrs. Shenanigator is not watching, because I know I'm going to screw these simple names up. But the multiple spirit components are Ka, Ba, and Ah. And the spirits of the dead could sometimes interfere with the living through these spiritual components. And most spiritual attacks back then were blamed on angry ancestors, wandering spirits, and offended gods. I mean, the list just keeps going on. Ancient Greece had their demon. Daemon is a word that keeps appearing repeatedly throughout ancient Greece. And while it's where the word demon came from, it's actually just a supernatural being. It wasn't ever a demon back in ancient Greece. But philosophers like Socrates described having a personal demon that guided them. So they were able to bring this spiritual being in to help guide them where they needed to go. Romans kind of followed along with the Greeks. Judaism, the Hebrew Bible rarely describes possession, but the dubuque is believed to be the restless soul of a dead person. One final apology. If I screw words up, I apologize.
It's not just you. I'm going to do my fair share of that. Your
and Lilith,
is
Lilith, I did not know that. Thank you.
Oh,
that is very interesting.
I had no clue about that.
So perfect. I love that. But unlike Christian demons, the dubuque is usually a human soul. And rabbis have developed ceremonies to remove the human soul way before Hollywood ever took over. As far as possessions go, the Hindi actually have the record for the richest traditions regarding possessions. And it's the possible causes are karma, ghosts, angry ancestors, local deities. And because they have many gods, they have many, many opposite of gods that can do this.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing, I spent 2 years in Korea, and I mean, I never really studied it hard, but I studied Buddhism a little bit. And it actually shocked me researching this, that Buddhists, I'd never heard this before, Buddhists believe hungry ghosts can affect the living. This is preta. And the monks will chant, I'm going to send you my little notes here and you can read because I'm having a hard time.
I'll do my best.
Monks will actually chant to release the harmful spiritual influence. So it's not hardcore possessions. Hey, Spooky,
what's going on, bud?
So it's not hardcore possessions like you see in the Christian religion, but it's like every religion, no matter how big or small, has some small aspect.
Yeah.
The Chinese with their hundreds of spirits.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with the Japanese. Their spirits are called kami. They're not evil, but they are vengeful spirits. So I can just keep going. Every religion, every country, but that would be the whole show, and we don't want to do that.
I mean, we could, but
we could.
It'd be boring just to sit and drop names the whole time.
Yeah. And in the West 42nd Street of the Bronx, or I don't know, I just made that street up. I have no idea if 42nd crosses the Bronx.
There is a Dybbuk by the name of Alejandro. So yeah, it is amazing that, like you said, I knew it was a worldwide thing, but you never really think about it. At least I never did, that it wasn't strictly focused on the Christian religion, that it's everywhere.
Yeah, this was one I was not expecting rabbit holes. I thought it was going to be cut and dry, straight to the point.
Yeah.
And then you get down and you're like, oh, I mean, like I told you yesterday when we were talking, the majority of the LDS church doesn't know that they have a group within the church that will perform exorcisms to get rid of demons.
You know, when you told me that, I was quite surprised. But on the same hand, it doesn't surprise me that they would. But
no, it doesn't. But it's just weird coming from a religion who just, unlike other Christian religions, flat out says, yeah, there are other worlds, there are alien beings, and there are UFOs.
Yeah.
Not officially, of course, but
yeah,
when you ask the church leadership, they'll say, Well, I can't say for sure, but I'm not going to say no.
Right. Yeah. So it's definitely interesting. It was something that surprised me when you said it. And I can't remember where you had heard it from or where you said you heard it from, but that's somebody I would like to talk to about it. I think that would be a fun conversation.
Oh yeah.
So
It's one of those things. I wish my grandfather were alive. I would put him on and let him tell you about it, because he must be one of the few. And I wish I could remember everything he said. I'm going to do some more research on that on my own, just to let you know.
Yeah, please do.
So I know we have a lot of people who love Vikings and love the Norse mythology. So while it's not exactly a possession, the closest thing to being possessed in Norse mythology is the berserker.
Yeah.
So even they have something.
Yeah, you said it right. I thought this was going to be something that was easy. We had 2 weeks to prepare for this. I didn't get home until Tuesday morning. I slept pretty much all Tuesday because of traveling for the whole day. And I've researched for about a day. I thought it would be rather easy, and there's just so many different things I have found that it's so what generally, you've said what you've given the description of possessions and not the items you own, but what exactly is, like, what happens during a possession, a demonic possession?
As far as if it were you and I, there is no struggle. That's the scary part.
Mm-hmm.
There may be things that lead up to you getting to the point where you're speaking in tongues, or you're have incredible strength.
Yeah.
But it's everything I've read. It's just she was a wonderful young lady, went to church every week, and then all of a sudden on Monday, we're calling Father so and so because she's levitating 12 inches off the bed. And yeah, it doesn't seem like growing up Christian, growing up Mormon, I had that belief that, all right, if I believe and I attend church and I say my prayers and take my vitamins and little Hulk there, that I'm protected by God.
Right.
And I start reading this and I'm like, you mean Lucifer and demons can just take over my body at will whenever they want?
Yeah. According to that, they can.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know, in your research, did you find anything that showed a gradual build up to a possession, or is it just like today she's fine, tomorrow she's not?
Honestly, here I'm gonna go through a couple. Short answer is no. Everyone that I went across, it was kind of just hit one day. The only one, and I guess I'll talk about this now, it's kind of the perfect time, was, let me tab out here real quick, was the Michael Taylor possession in 1974. It took place in Ossett, West Yorkshire, England. So he was a 31-year-old butcher who became, very deeply involved with a local Christian prayer group that was led by a woman named Marie Robinson. the other members in the group, they, I guess, reportedly became concerned that Taylor was displaying increasingly erratic behavior. He would have extreme mood swings, sudden violent outbursts, profane speech, apparently had personality changes. And then he claimed that he was under demonic influence. So this is the only one that in the short time that I researched it, that seemed like it started here and it just kind of step by step got, a little bit worse.
That's the one. I pulled that one up.
Yeah. So,
and I didn't research it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got so focused on the guy I'm going to talk about.
Yeah. So I pulled up a couple of different ones. One I got a little bit more invested in, but I felt this one was one that needed to be, or should be brought to attention. In October, the ministers from the different Christian traditions, they ended up doing an all-night exorcism at the church to kind of release him of these demons, so to speak, because of him claiming that he was under demonic influence, demonic possession. And then a lot of it had to do with his growing attachment to Marie Robinson, which the guy was married. It created a lot of tension in his marriage as well. So they did this all-night exorcism. Afterwards, everything was quote unquote fine. And he went home and murdered his wife. And they found him wandering the streets naked and covered in blood. Had no idea supposedly what had happened, which that's another thing that they say with possessions is you can have gaps in your memory that you don't know. But he went to trial and they found that he was just insane.
Yeah. And I was going to save this for later, but yeah, I think a lot of the diagnosis of possession is actually mental illness.
I to parrot you, because we normally do stuff like that at the end. Even if I didn't have the belief system that I have, I've always felt the same way, that it's just a mental disorder, is what it is. And I feel other ways as well about certain things that I'll get into later, but yeah, so I mean,
I've got some more on that, so it's not going to be I gave out my entire opinion before the end of the show. Yeah,
that's definitely not my entire opinion. But so to go back to your original question, that in the short research that I've done, that was the only one where I found that it seemed to just gradually, step by step, happen to where it got more and more severe until they decided that, we need to do an exorcism.
Yeah. And I know that you and I both have a pretty good story about possessions.
Yeah.
And then we've got a few other stories that we're just going to kind of talk about together.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to go ahead and just start the scary portion of the show?
Yeah. Well, give me 1 sec to hang it. I'm trying to move a couple of things around real quick, because if I don't, I will forget. So you want me to start with mine?
Yeah.
Okay. So my notes are a little bit all over the place, so bear with me. And I found some contradicting things with it as well. Mainly it's location was one of them. So this is the case of Clara Germana Celle, is one of the most famous and controversial, and it writes alleged demonic possession stories of the 20th century. Yes, scary, scary, scary. Lilith, I just saw that. I don't know, Steve, if you put that up, but there you go.
Oh, yep, I did not.
So let me go through my notes here. So she was born in 1890. She was an orphan. All of this takes place when she was 16 years old in the year 1906. She was a South African Christian girl, like I said, who was an orphan, and she was baptized as an infant into the Christian church. She attended or was a member of, I don't know how you would say it. It was St. Michael's Mission in Natal, South Africa. So kind of like the schools that they go to, but they don't leave, for like a home. So according to the accounts from the Catholic missionaries, her unusual behavior began after she reportedly claimed to have made a pact with the devil. And this is where you get a little bit of contradiction. Some people say that they don't know what the pact was that she made. And then the majority say she reportedly, where's it? Hold on, let me find it. The pact to give her power and control over others, according to her confessor, which that was a whole new thing for me, the confessor. She reportedly signed the deal in her prayers, which preceded severe incidents of demonic possession. Following the pact, witnesses claimed that she demonstrated supernatural abilities, including clairvoyance, levitations, and speaking unlearned languages. So she had what's called xenoglossia. And she also apparently began revealing secrets about people she had never met before. Things like their personal sins, their hidden actions, the things that they've done that nobody else knows about. And then let me go back to this one. Sorry, my notes are all over the place here. It's been one of those days. So, like the other possessions we've talked, that we'll talk about, unusual physical strength. She had an aversion to religious objects such as crucifixes and holy water. So during they ended up doing the exorcism, and excuse me, after medical and psychological explanations that were available at the time reportedly failed to explain her condition, the Catholic clergy performed a formal exorcism. And this is where I'm trying to figure out the guy's name again. One of them was, if I can read my writing here, Father Erasmus and Father, I want to say Mancetti, were the two priests. And I know. What the hell was that?
Motorcycles again. Yay, warm season.
Okay, because it literally sounded like something growling and scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, every time they go by, I want to just scream out the window, hey, there's more than one gear.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. I usually yell, learn how to shift, asshole.
Yeah.
Right, Lilith? Didn't it sound like growling? I was tabbed out reading what I had wrote, and I don't know if you could see my face, but I was so confused. So they were the two priests that were assigned to perform her exorcism. Father Erasmus, I can't read my writing, and I don't know how to pronounce their names.
Father A and Father B.
There you go. He was her confessor,
Oh.
which I'm not sure what exactly. I didn't get far into that. But they did the exorcism. It lasted about 2 days, and afterwards the witnesses claimed that Clara pretty much immediately, I was sure it was a sound effect. I am so glad. I know I'm off topic here for a sec. I'm so glad you said that, because I'm used to Steve, you putting up little videos or photos, etc. That's what I thought it was like some sort of growling demonic sound effect.
Yeah. Nope. That's just the sound effects we deal with daily.
Damn. So afterward, she kind of immediately returned to normal behavior and remained well after that. And
I'm sorry, I spaced there for a second. What was her name again?
Clara Germana.
That's right, Clara Germana.
Cela, Cela. And where did I write it at? So that was in 1906. And it said that she lived a great life after that. You know, everything was all well, but she died 6 years later due to heart failure. But it was pretty much, she made this pact with the devil for this power and control over others, and then went psycho. They did a 2-day exorcism where she just immediately went, all right, I'm good to go now, guys. Thanks. And everything was fine after that. And then she died 6 years later due to a heart failure. But there was no other issues with it.
Sorry, I'm just going over my notes on Clara too.
There's I'm sure a lot of other things that you may find.
The one thing I found interesting about Clara is, I mean, again, going back to The Exorcist, I'm sure most of us have seen that movie, if not all of us.
Yeah.
And you see somebody tied up to a bed but levitating. And I was expecting levitation to be a lot more prominent in some of these.
Yeah.
But it's actually one I wish I could remember his name. It was a Catholic priest on a podcast that I was watching, not the Joe Rogan podcast we were talking about.
Okay.
But the question was, is an exorcism conducted today similar to what we saw in the movie The Exorcist? And the priest said, absolutely not. It's actually quite calm. I mean, there's a lot of praying. There's a lot of invoking the spirit or demon to leave the body. And but there's no screaming. There's no beds bouncing.
Yeah. The one thing that I did read or hear in all the research was, and I can't remember who said it or how it originated, but the whole "begone Satan" that they would say in there, like there was a priest that said that during an exorcism, and that's kind of where mainstream media kind of took over and started using it.
It's you're there. He didn't say it though. That was the name of his report to the Catholic Church. The report was called "Begone Satan."
There you go. I knew it's something like that.
And I would have never brought that up, except yesterday I downloaded a copy of "Begone Satan" just to read it, because it is not only is it a great name because it's Begone, Begon, perfect. I love it. Begone Satan. But it's about somebody else that we both researched, which was Anna Eklund.
You may have more on her than I do. I didn't really research. I pulled up some, but I don't have.
I've got some bullet points on her,
Yep.
but I do have stuff, so we'll talk about her.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was pretty much the gist of. Oh, now I can find it. It's Father Erasmus Horner, who was the Catholic priest who directed the exorcism, and he was assisted by several nuns from the mission, including Sister Reynelda May, who later wrote about the events. That's where we heard it all from.
Yeah, and I really hate to be childish. No, I don't. I love being childish.
Yeah, you better be.
When I was reading about that Begone Satan report,
yeah,
in my mind, it wasn't the right line, but I'm just sitting there going, "Begone Satan," and then all of a sudden it became "Get behind me, Satan" from Born in East LA.
Yeah.
So I went completely childish on that one.
Wouldn't be us if we weren't childish.
This is true. This is true.
Yep. So where does that take us now?
Now this takes us to a 13-year-old boy in Cottage City, Maryland, just outside of DC.
And this actually sounds familiar.
Yeah, this is the story of Roland Doe.
It's not Rolando?
Or Rolando, whichever.
Yeah. So that was the funniest thing as I was listening to this audiobook that I had it up. It was Demonic Possession, Origins, Rituals, and Controversies by Carmelini Duarte. And it was narrated via virtual voice. And it kept saying Rolando. And I'm like, who the hell is Rolando? And then it clicked. Rolando.
Yeah.
I turned
again, unlike that, I was being childish. I'm thinking about, Roland Doe. Rolling the dough. I just picture this 13-year-old boy rolling around in $100 bills.
It wouldn't be us if we didn't think like that.
This is true. So, but anyway, January 1949, Roland Doe. Yes, it's a pseudonym. They named him Roland Doe to protect his identity. He's living in Cottage City, Maryland, just outside of DC. The difference between other stories and this one is the other stories I read are like they grew up in a really good Christian home, a great Catholic home. But Roland Doe actually grew up with his favorite aunt, Aunt Harriet, who was fascinated by spiritualism and allegedly introduced Roland to Ouija boards.
Yep.
In January of 1949, Aunt Harriet died and Roland became depressed. After that, the family starts reporting strange things begin happening. So it starts out really small at the beginning. It was scratching inside the walls, footsteps through empty rooms, dripping water in places that there's no source for water. And then furniture starts moving and objects flying off the shelves. And the weird part about this is the noises weren't like the footsteps in the empty room didn't stay in that empty room. They followed Roland from room to room. So if Roland was walking down the hallway towards the two bedrooms at the back.
Sorry.
I didn't even catch that when I read it.
I didn't either.
Might have been even more childish then.
Thank you for that, Lilith.
That is perfect. So anyway, the noises would supposedly follow Roland from room to room. And at first, the family, non-believers, they just think the house is infested with mice. Called in an exterminator. Exterminator couldn't find anything. And then they thought maybe grief was causing everyone to imagine things. And when they started talking about that, they're imagining things, the activity intensified. And this is one of those stories where they actually had witnesses that said, one of the most famous claims is in Roland's bedroom, his bed would begin violently shaking. It would start out with the mattress vibrating, then the bed would start shaking, blankets would be pulled away, and the bed was actually one time slid completely across the room. And it wasn't just one or two people telling this story. It was like several relatives went at different times and each experienced this happening. So the family's now really nervous because, Roland's bed is not supposed to slide across the room on its own. So they call Lutheran pastor Luther Miles Schultz. And Schultz spent a night in the house. According to him, scratching noises continued. Furniture did move across the room. An armchair down in the living room slid across the floor. And the Lutheran pastor basically said, I can't do anything for you. Contact the Catholic Church. So the family eventually reaches out to a Jesuit priest in St. Louis. And they were shocked when the Catholic Church started taking this investigation serious. And when the priest got there, the very first thing they did was start documenting everything in diaries. So the first priest involved was Father Raymond Bishop, and his diary would later become one of the most important documents in this case. He hated sensationalism. I can't read my own damn writing again.
Welcome to the club.
He avoided sensational language and simply recorded what witnesses reported. There was no fluff in his diary at all. And then, whoa.
Sorry, I was adding photos.
Yeah, shocked me. I keep seeing things moving over in the small room next to me, which is why I keep looking over that way. And then all of a sudden I see a flash over here.
It's a AI version of the Rolando exorcism.
I like it. I love it. So Father William Borden was brought in later, and he's the one that conducted the exorcism. He was experienced and initially extremely skeptical. But the Catholic Church does not authorize exorcisms lightly. So he started documenting everything to get back to Rome to find out what to do. Only after about 2 weeks of observation, the church finally granted the two priests the permission to conduct the exorcism. And according to their journals, Roland would start, as they started the exorcism, Roland started developing scratches on his skin. And these scratches would reportedly form words like hell and evil. And others allegedly formed crosses. And all the witnesses in the room claimed that these appeared without anyone touching Roland. During the exorcism, they did have to restrain him by tying his hands and feet to the bed, because for a 13-year-old boy, everybody in there said he had incredible strength. He was throwing grown men around.
I'm going to stop you right there because that seems to be, a very common thing with all of these so-called possessions is unusual strength for a 16-year-old Zulu girl, a 13-year-old boy from Maryland, that they all of a sudden have all this strength that they have to tie them down. Anyway, I just find that unusual.
Half of the stories I read, there was no restraints involved. It was just the ones we're talking about tonight and a few others. But for the most part, it's just like, after hearing that podcast of the priest saying, no, it's usually calm events, I picture an exorcism like this. Go away. Mm-hmm. And then the priest leaves.
Yep.
Again, it's the childish portion in me.
Yeah.
So, but to tie him down, it actually took several adults. They don't give an exact number, but they just said several adults in the room struggled to restrain him and tie him to the bed. Now, some stories say that Roland was speaking fluent Latin, but the priests, you pretty much know a little bit of Latin to become a Catholic priest, from what I understand. And they said it was not Latin, but he was speaking in tongues, and they could tell that there was some structure to it. They didn't know what he was saying, but you could tell it was supposed to be a complete sentence in the language he was speaking at the time. According to the journals, Roland reacted really violently to anything religious. Holy water, he would claim it was burning his skin. Same with crucifixes. The prayers, he would scream louder than the prayers to try to make sure he couldn't hear them. Religious relics that his family had, they would actually fly across the room. So the family did have a crucifix up on the wall. And you still with us, Mike?
Yes, I am. I'm listening.
Wow. You were just sitting so perfectly still. I thought you froze for a second.
No, I was actually like intently listening to what you were saying about the crucifix and all that. Sorry.
So yeah, the crucifix, especially the one they kept putting up in Roland's room, it would literally fly across the room, according to the priest's journals, the minute it was placed back on the wall. No hesitation. As the exorcism progressed, the bed shook harder and more furniture was moving. It was moving at once now. And the witnesses didn't say that Roland was levitating, but they said the mattress he was on was levitating. So the entire mattress was coming off the frame. But I mean, that's just mentioned like one time in the journal. So it's not super documented, but it was documented. So the first attempts at the exorcism was they first attempted the exorcism in D.C. And when activity continued, they took Roland to St. Louis, Missouri, where he was seen at the Alexian Brothers Hospital. He was housed in private homes, and he was housed in churches, all while this exorcism was going on. And the exorcism's now into like 3, 4, 5 weeks. Now, on April 1949, according to the priest, Roland, now I'm about ready to say Rolando.
It's Rolando, I'm telling you.
So Roland suddenly became calm, just the calmest he's been in weeks. And he just looked at the priest and said, "St. Michael has defeated Satan." Witnesses claim at that point he fell asleep peacefully. When he woke, the strange behavior had stopped. No more scratching occurred. No more violent episodes were reported. And he went on to live a very normal life until 2020, when he passed away. He worked as an engineer. He retired. He was a devoted family man, and he refused to give interviews about this.
Yeah, I did see that. And the other thing that I saw on it was, well, as everybody knows, with the movie, they made it a girl. And they were often asked, why did you make it, if you're going to make it a girl, you could have make it a woman. But they did, Linda, I can't even talk, Blair at 12. And they're like, well, why did you do somebody of that age? And not just because that was close to the same age as Rolando, but they said there was just something creepier about having a small child do this stuff.
Oh, very.
that is why they, I guess, went the route they did.
Yeah, if I don't think yeah, for people that haven't figured it out already, all one of me,
Yeah.
Roland Doe is the basis of the movie The Exorcist. It was taken from his exorcism.
Yeah, and what's the guy's name that wrote it? William Blatty, something like that.
I had it here a second ago.
It's
William Blatty. Yeah, William Peter Blatty.
Lilith, you are right. It is a girl in the book. So, when William Blatty wrote the book, he's the one who changed it to the girl, and I think that I could have my facts a little bit messed up, but it was probably him that I'm talking about, that he changed it to be a girl because it was creepier to have a young girl doing all these things possessed than it would be to have someone like you or I.
Yeah. I don't. That movie would not have been as good as it was had it been an adult in that bed.
Yeah. Well, even if he had left, or the author had made it a 13-year-old boy, it still wouldn't have been as creepy.
No. The girl aspect, in my opinion, definitely pushed that over the edge.
And
it would have been a good movie, but it wouldn't have been The Exorcist.
I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. I didn't care for the movie. It just, I'm sure, you know.
I'm sorry. I keep looking at the chat room, see what they're saying.
Yeah.
I liked the movie. But
I've seen it. It just,
it was great.
I didn't.
But that's as far as it goes. I mean, no. I'll watch it again if it happens to be on when I turn the TV on. But I won't go look for it.
No, I own the movie. I've seen it a few times. And did you ever hear of the possession of Joel Delaney?
I have not.
Lilith, is that a movie, or is that a book, or is that a real story? Because I know there's the possession of Emily Rose, or there's a bunch of different movies that I've seen that they are decent, but I know movies. I didn't grow up in the 70s. I wasn't born in the 70s. So when these movies came out, they were scary at their time. They were creepy to people because they were pushing boundaries, I guess. Possession of Joe. I got to look this up now because that's got me. This sounds familiar.
Oh, it has been years, but yes, I have seen this.
No. I have not seen this.
I am going to be watching this again because I know most of it, or not most of it. I know parts of it. But
it was
I'm going to be watching this again. Oh, look, it's on YouTube. Sweet.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Where to watch?
And the only reason I thought it was a weird show before I watched it was because Shirley MacLaine is in this movie. And in my mind, Shirley MacLaine is not a horror feature.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mind just went blank.
Why am I getting... Weird.
I mean, I know she's been in several movies. She's been in, tons of movies.
Right.
But, to me, she's not a scary person, and to see her in horror movies, but she was good. I loved it. I mean, granted, I was only I was probably about 10 when I saw it, 10 or 12. I would have been 6 when it came out, and I guarantee my parents wouldn't let me watch it at 6.
Mm-hmm. It's a kind of forgotten outlier. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that because
Oh,
I have no idea what that is.
I just saved it on YouTube so I can watch
Yeah.
it tomorrow.
So I'm gonna head to the next little thing that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
With that, because Lilith bring.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Roland Doe. Depending on which, whether you ask Wikipedia or you ask somebody else that has knowledge of this, on his deathbed, his name was released. His name is actually either Ronald Hunkler
I put it in.
or
Yeah, I
Ronald
put it in the
Mannheim.
chat. Yeah, did you not see where I put it in the chat?
What was that?
Did you not see where I put it in the chat? His name?
Did I miss it? Oh, yeah. But that's the Wikipedia name. News reporters in that area, in DC area, still report him as Ronald Mannheim.
Yeah.
So I did a little digging, and yeah, his name is Ronald Hunkler. He went by Ronald Mannheim because people started figuring out who he was.
Who he was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So because Lilith posted the possession of, now I can't see it, Joel Delaney, and it takes place in New York. Steve, I talked to you earlier, and I talked to somebody else about this one yesterday, and that's the Amityville Horror, which I loved.
Oh,
the
yes.
2005 movie. But for those, I'm sure most people know, but what it is was Ronald, I don't know how you say his name, DeFeo Jr. He murdered 6 members of his family on November 13th, 1974 at 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, which Long Island, I believe, on the bank or on the Devil in the Details podcast did a skeptic episode about Roland Doe. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out, Lilith. So I'm sure most people know about the Amityville Horror, but the victims were his parents and 4 siblings. All 6 of the victims were found face down in their beds. Most appeared not to have awakened or attempted to flee. Neighbors reported only hearing a single gunshot, despite, of course, being a rifle, being very loud. And he gave conflicting explanations over the years, claiming possession, voices told him to kill. Wow, I couldn't even talk for a sec. Voices claims that voices told him to kill his family. There we go. But there's been no verified evidence of anything. But I found it interesting, one, because of where you're located, Steve, and it happened in that state. And 2, I've heard people over the years say that he was possessed, and other people that think he just went absolutely nuts and killed his family.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that scared me.
Damn, that scared me, dude.
How's my alarm, if anybody wanted to know?
Oh, what is it? Is it time to get up?
No, I set that so it's time to feed my dogs.
Oh, okay. So, the Amityville Horror to this day is still one of my favorites, and I did the same thing you did. I started looking at the history of the house, the actual history. That's darker than the movie.
Yeah, it's See, and what made me want to was I was at Barnes and Noble yesterday and there today, but I didn't think to grab it. And it was the book written by Jay Anson, called The Amityville Horror. And it was just sitting there in the New Age section where all the UFOs, ghost books are. And I remember watching the 2005 one with Ryan Reynolds, and he did such a phenomenal job. And then I've seen a lot of the others, the Amityville House or whatever it's called, all the different little ones they made about it. And you're right. The movies themselves are creepy, but once you get into the history, it gets deep. It gets dark. Did I lose you? Because you went quiet.
I'm still here. Sorry, my chat on our platform is about 3 messages behind for some reason.
Which messages do you have?
The last message I had on mine was it was a book, very entertaining, a follow-up to All the Success of the Exorcist set in NYC.
Yeah, see, then there was It's a Kind of Forgotten Outlier. There's this one. And then
I've got YouTube over on my monitor on the right.
Oh.
I was just trying to figure out why I wasn't up to speed.
Oh, okay.
So, Lilith, I just barely saw it was a book and very entertaining. I don't know if you know this, the Possession of Joel Delaney, is the book and the movie the same, or do you know?
Let me see here. The chat is me tonight, huh? Lilith, where is everybody else? Nobody else is.
Mr. Shenanigator hasn't made it home yet, or she'd be giving you a run for your money.
Oh yeah. Well, and then Nadine. I'm used to Nadine. I know it's 6, 7 in the morning there. So she's probably asleep, but I'm used to having Nadine here too. Interesting.
Interesting. So,
well, Lilith, we always love having you here.
Yes.
I think, Steve, but it's been a while. I'm curious about that as well, Steve. I'm
going to have to check out the book now, because now I'm really curious. I know I've seen the movie when I was way too young to see it. And I'm sure if Mama Shenanigator was on tonight, she'd be getting after me for watching horror flicks at 8, 9, or 10 years old.
So you were asking if it was the same, like the
I was
same
asking if the movie and the book were basically the same story.
Oh, okay. Because I just found it's the same title by Ramona Stewart.
Yeah, see, I thought it was the movie. I didn't know that there was a book, so I'm gonna have to check the book out too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that as well.
All right. So I do have a quick story here, if you're ready.
Oh, yeah, I sure am. Which one is
this? This one is kind of a possession, and in a weird sort of way, not. This is psychiatrist Richard Gallagher. He's a board-certified psychiatrist and has consulted with Catholic exorcists for decades. He's the one that says, like you and I were talking about earlier, most people referred for possible possession are ultimately found to have psychiatric or medical conditions, not demonic possession. But Dr. Gallagher was brought in to consult on an individual named Julia. That's the only name. It isn't her real name. But according to Dr. Gallagher, I'm losing my mind. Yeah, according to Dr. Gallagher, he went in as a skeptic and became more of a skeptic when at first she claimed to be a high priestess in a satanic cult. and she voluntarily sought help because she believed that she joined the satanic cult because she was possessed. And according to his notes, she was intelligent and did not appear to have psychotic disorder in the way many psychiatric patients do. But he was still a skeptic.
Yeah.
And he was brought in as a skeptic to determine what her mental illness was. Instead, he reported witnessing and hearing from multiple witnesses about events he found difficult to explain, such as Julia greeted Dr. Gallagher one morning by saying, "How'd you like those cats last night?" And according to Dr. Gallagher, 2 of his cats had fought violently the previous evening, and there's no way Julia should have known about it. And during their sessions where he's trying to determine mental health issues, he has several notes written, as well as members of the exorcism team wrote in their books, that telephones and other objects started flying unexpectedly. And, you know, when as a ghost hunter, an amateur, completely amateur ghost hunter, unlike our friend Alec, I hear phones flying. I picture, you know, thrown just across the room that falls on the floor and it's over. The reports are these actually flew. They didn't land. They were flying in the room. Nobody threw them. It wasn't any like momentum. They just started levitating and flying. She not only did she speak in tongues, but she spoke in a completely different voice that doctors say there's no way she should have been able to make the sounds she was making.
Right.
She's never been publicly identified. Medical records have never been released. But Dr. Gallagher wrote a book where he talks about Julia and some other possessions that he was on in the book Demonic Foes. My 25 years as a psychiatrist investigating possessions, diabolical attacks, and the paranormal.
That sounds familiar. I swear I've seen that. Well, that,
I mean, if you got a skeptic who ends up
believing,
I mean, a hardcore skeptic, it's his job to prove the Catholic Church that it is not possession. He goes in there with all intent of saying this is just mental illness. We can treat it this way, and this way, and everything will be good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I didn't hear about that one. That one's interesting.
I found that right before we went on. Because I don't even know how I found it, because Julia.
Yeah. Oh crap, wrong button. Yeah, the other one that I found was Annalise Michel. Is that her name? How you say it?
Annalise Michel.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a German.
Yeah,
it's a German name, not a German name.
Yeah, she was German. She was born in Germany. But real quick, Lilith. Yes, one of the Lutz kids. I know it was in a documentary, and I can't remember which one because I did see it though, where he speaks about it. But so she, born September 21st, 1952 in Germany, was raised in a very deeply Catholic family and was described as a very intelligent, kind, and devout person. At 16, she began having like really severe medical problems.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. The doctors diagnosed her with temporal lobe epilepsy, depression, psychotic symptoms. She had seizures. She suffered hallucinations, hearing voices, episodes of intense fear, religious delusions. And despite treatments with anti-seizure medications and psychiatric care, her condition continued to decline. By the early 70s, her and her family believed that her symptoms had a supernatural cause. They reported that she claimed to hear demonic voices, said that she saw frightening faces and demons, said she could not look at religious images, refused to drink holy water, reacted violently to crucifixes, growled and barked like an animal, ate insects.
I'm going to stop you there. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody different. Did they not put holy water in her food to try and see if she could catch it?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so it is her. I wasn't sure if it was her or Anna.
Yeah. Well, I think it was her, but it could have been Anna. I'll see if it comes up. She ate insects, coal, spiders, and even licked urine from the floor during some episodes, according to witnesses. The reports came primarily from family members and clergy involved in her case, but such behaviors can also occur in severe psychiatric illness, so they're not considered evidence of possession. In 1975, the local bishop authorized an exorcism using the Roman ritual. 2 priests performed the rites, Ernest Alt and Arnold Renz. Over approximately 10 months, around 67 exorcism sessions were done. Some of them lasted several hours. They had audio recordings made of many of the sessions. She reportedly claimed that demons such...
And I did try and get permission to use some of the audio recordings, but I was flat out denied unless we have some money.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not paying for that.
No.
Where is it at? She claimed that demons such as Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, Nero, Cain, Hitler, and others spoke through her. The recordings contain shouting, growling, and conversations interpreted by the priests as responses from possessing spirits. Believers view these as evidence of possession, while skeptics generally attribute them to severe mental illness and the circumstances of repeated exorcisms. On July 1st, she died at the age of 23. And during the autopsy, they found severe malnutrition, dehydration, and extreme physical weakness.
Okay. Well, you said that she was possessed by Lucifer, Judas, Hitler, and who else?
Annalise reportedly claimed that demons such as Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, Nero, Cain, Hitler, and others spoke through her.
Interesting combination.
Yeah. So when they did the autopsy, she weighed 66 pounds. They concluded that she died from starvation and dehydration after months of declining health. There was a trial following her death where both priests were charged, as well as her parents. The court found them guilty of negligent homicide. But there was no consensus on whether or not she had a mental illness or she was possessed. The general answer is it depends on one's worldview. You know, if you can look at it through religious lenses and go, well, no, because she claimed all this stuff, she was definitely possessed. And others that go, well, no, she didn't eat, she didn't drink, she was drinking urine off the floor and she was yelling in the voice of Hitler. Well, no, she wasn't possessed. She was suffering a psychotic break.
Yeah.
You know, there's...
as I'm gonna have to say on something like that one. Okay, I get. Let's assume for a moment there's a heaven and a hell, a God and a Lucifer, demons and angels. Okay, if there are demons, yeah, why couldn't they possess you?
Right.
But I don't think the man himself was brought down to the Christian hell and they went, Adolf, thank you, you're here. Come on, you're a demon now.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if I think we're at that point, I kind of,
yeah.
Well, do you have any more stories that you want to bring up right now?
No,
Okay.
I've got mine. I probably have some more once I'm done reading Begone Satan.
Yeah, well, Begone Steve and Satan. Yeah. You need to, where did you get that at? Because I want to read it now.
I just looked up Begone Satan and there's a PDF you can download.
Okay. I'm curious now.
I'm curious because I just want to see what is said about the exorcism of
Rolando or Anne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say this, and I don't know if I've said it during our episode or if I said it to you earlier, but even if I didn't have the belief system that I have, even years ago, I always thought the same thing. I've never personally believed in possessions. I have always thought that it's some sort of mental illness, psychotic break, something of that sort. I think, and this is based on just Catholic priests and all that, I think if somebody's having a nervous breakdown, a psychotic break, suffering mental illness, whatever, the priest can go, oh, well, they are suffering a demonic possession and we're going to do an exorcism. They're kind of scaring you into following what they teach.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. I've never once seen any evidence, any proof that yes, this is a possession. Now, if you were to show me 100% undeniable proof, okay, well then there's no other choice but to believe that. But I think it's, for lack of a better way to put it, I think they're full of shit. I don't believe it at all. I think just people suffering and other people gaining off of that.
Here's where I come from. My assumption that we had earlier is still stands, but let's assume every deity exists. Ra, Odin, Krishna, Buddha, all of them. If there was an all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful God, and he's creating something to live here on this planet, and given, we're just going to use the Christian side for a moment, but you're given free will. And like I said earlier, it's hard for me to believe if this exists that a demon could just casually take over a body, because that's showing me that the all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful is flawed. He made a mistake and allowed demons to enter a body of a believer.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm not pro-Christian. I'm not pro-religion. I'm not anti-religion. I have my beliefs. My beliefs are mine only. I don't discuss them.
Right.
But based on the whole possession thing that I've been reading, especially since it, I mean, there's stories of other cultures and how they have dealt with possessions, but everything that we focused on and everything most people talk about when it comes to possessions and exorcisms basically comes from the Catholic Church.
Right.
So to me, it's the Catholic Church saying, hey, our God is the greatest God. He is all powerful. He knows everything, but he made some mistakes, but it's okay. We have a crew over here that can come help you when that happens.
Yeah. He made mistakes, but he's perfect. But he made mistakes and we can fix it.
Yeah.
I look at, I know I'm going to probably mess this up. I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson. Somebody asked him in an interview, do you believe in God or you know, or are you an atheist? And he says, when you look at the way the world is, childhood diseases, all this stuff, either God is, how did he put it? Either God is not all powerful or he is not all good.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't matter who you believe.
Yeah. Look up the interview. It was really cool how he said it. It's like, you have all these shitty things that happen, you know, childhood leukemia, people getting robbed and murdered and kids getting killed, all this stuff that's going on. But yet you have this, you believe in this one so-called being that is going to, that just wants the best for everybody and wants everybody to live happily and all that. But yet you let this happen. So either you are not all good or you are not all powerful that you can stop it.
Yeah.
And so that's it. I've believed that long before I ever heard that interview, that I just don't buy it.
Now, as I don't buy any. I don't buy any of the exorcism. I don't buy into the hardcore possession. I definitely don't buy into Ed and Lorraine Warren and all the demons they fought in their career. All 7 gajillion billion trillion.
Yep.
Do I? If there are spirits out there, you know, of course, for a ghost hunter, we got to believe there's spirits out there. Do I think that a ghost or a spirit could possibly take over your body for a second? You know, maybe to move your hand on a Ouija board or help you pick a card off a deck of cards doing a card reading. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but
if you're going to go that route, I'm going to say it like this. And I know some people may agree, a lot may not agree if they know who I am. As a, you know, spirits, like you die spirit in the traditional sense.
Oh, Nadine's seen that interview.
Oh yeah. Great interview. We're all energy. And when we die, energy goes somewhere.
Yeah.
And so that's when weird things happen that you cannot explain. You know, I've had experiences years ago that I still, to this day, I know what happened. I know what I saw. I know what I experienced. I don't know why. I don't know how it happened. I don't know anything other than just what I saw or heard. But somehow it happened. There has to be some kind of explanation for it.
Yeah.
And the way I interpret it is just energy.
And I think that's kind of the route I was taking. I mean, you've done paranormal investigations.
Oh yeah.
I've done ghost hunting. I'm not nearly as good as you guys are at it. But we all know you go in with a camera you bring extra batteries because sometimes they do feed on that energy.
It just
So
dies.
why couldn't an energy field that's within you when you pass away, that energy is released, why couldn't it come and influence somebody else? But that's as far as I'm going. I don't see Beelzebub coming from the underworld and possessing a 13-year-old boy, because what's the purpose? I mean,
Nadine, I'm going to have to be completely honest. I don't know if I know the weight of the soul theory.
oh, I will send you a link to the Art Bell show that talked about that.
Okay, because
they actually weighed people as they were dying.
Oh,
and the minute they died, it wasn't a lot. Maybe Nadine knows, but when the individual died, it was like they lost 2 or 3 ounces.
Interesting.
And it was always they didn't do a whole lot, because who wants to be part of a scientific study on their deathbed? But the ones that said they'd do the experiment, it was all it was all almost exactly the same. It was 2, 3, 4 ounces, whatever it is. It was never way more than that or way less than that. It was within their variables, their tolerance.
I'm going to have to look into that, because that's interesting.
The doctor that did it was actually on the Art Bell show. I'll look it up and send you a link later.
Dr. Kevorkian?
6 to 8 ounces. That's right. Thank you, Nadine.
I don't think you heard what I said, did you?
I did. I heard Dr. Kevorkian.
Okay. Nobody said anything.
A blast from the past.
Yeah. I was like, okay, well, maybe it wasn't as funny as I thought it was. Yeah, see, I get what you're saying. It's no surprise to most of the people here that I don't believe in God. I don't believe in a devil. I don't believe in anything. I believe the here and now, that's what we have.
Yep.
But I also, of course, believe in science. I know that we are made of energy that goes somewhere when you die. And so, yes, what you're saying is, okay, if I'm standing next to you and I die, could my energy go right into you and something happen? Maybe.
Now I'm not saying come in and possess me, but what I'm saying is, like, for a second or two, influence you. But
right, and that's what I mean. Yeah.
I don't believe that energy can go in and fight your energy.
No.
And take over the body completely, but that energy can come into my energy and say, "Hey, dummy, turn left instead of right. If you turn right, you're going to walk into a mass shooting."
Exactly, like that. Yeah. So I get that. But without, continuing to get off track, the whole possession thing, it's just I cannot buy it.
It makes for great Hollywood movies.
It really does. I'll see if I can. Let me see if I can find something real quick. So
while you're looking that up, I'm going to get this out of the way right now so I don't forget. Hey, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. We've named that notification bell Blarp. Blarp?
Blorp?
Blorp.
Did you forget his name?
I did. It's been that long. I forgot his name.
I don't see. Okay, everybody knows it's a tinfoil hat, but doesn't it look like a little wizard hat on top of it?
It does. I love it.
And it's stuck on him too.
That is perfect. I remember the last time you had it, it kind of fell off when you were moving them.
Yeah, I fixed it. I put it through the hole again.
Yeah. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that blort button and be notified when our regularly scheduled video drops start hitting again. Now that we're back in town, and don't go away yet. We have some exciting news coming up here real soon.
Yep. So I'm going to read this word for word, and to the person that sent it to me, the way you said it is absolutely perfect. And that's, I think, possession is a psychological condition usually claimed by attention seekers. Exorcists equally are performers who want to bilk their audience through false faith. Too many people want to scapegoat demons for their personal failings.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Yeah. And that right there, even though we do this show multiple times a week, I still struggle to talk and explain things all the way or in a very understanding way. But that right there, when I read that, I went, that is it right there.
Okay. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I mean, we've all heard the expression, I struggle with my inner demons. I think that we talk about our inner demons so much that yeah, if there's somebody out there with some mental health issues, it might start, my inner demons might start getting into that brain, and all of a sudden that person really does think they're possessed. I have demons.
Exactly. And so again, that kind of falls back on, it's a psychological thing.
Yeah.
And I don't understand so many people. I mean, I think from what I've seen, it's a bit better now as far as attention towards, how do I say it?
Like Dr. Gallagher. I like seeing that the Catholic Church is bringing in a psychiatrist to rule out or say this is mental illness.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why people are so ashamed by if they suffer with a mental disorder of any kind.
Yeah.
We all know I've been diagnosed with more than a few.
I'm there.
And
I think I've got more mental diagnosis than I've got medical diagnosis. And blood pressure, cholesterol. I've had a small heart attack. And my mental illness is still way more diagnosed than medical.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, just a rundown, first ADD, then ADHD. And then they tried to say ODD, which is oppositional defiance disorder, which what 5-year-old doesn't want to be told what to do or wants, and then it was, which it still is OCD. And then they tried to say I had a form of Tourette's. Like I've had all these diagnoses, and so many people are just ashamed of it instead of just accepting it. And so, yeah.
And yes, Nadine, for me, it wasn't a very unhappy woman. It was a very unhappy man, and he still shows up from time to time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so I guess what I'm saying is, could our use of these little catchphrases like struggling with your inner demons actually be one of the reasons that mental illness is now being listed as possession?
Yeah. Oh, I think so. It very well could be.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line, my opinion, like I said, is that stuff, when it comes to possession, it is a mental, psychological problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't remember my entire Bible, but yes, I have read the Bible.
Oh, me too.
At no point in the Bible does it talk about demons taking over your body.
Not that
it is very clear on the final battle, angels versus demons. But unless I've missed it, I couldn't see. And even back then, it's just, when Jesus was laying on of hands, it's not saying I am releasing the demons from you.
Yeah.
Healing an ailment.
Right. A doctor.
Yeah. I could be wrong. When I did read the Bible, I'm sure that I wasn't reading it to memorize.
Yeah.
But I don't remember seeing anything in there that would have even come close to saying, yeah, you can be possessed.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that. I don't remember anything like that. I know right now, my mom being, very religious, one of the things she saw that she's doing now is writing the Bible, which I thought was interesting because I've done stuff like this before in a way to help learn and memorize and remember things. Is she's basically got a notebook and she's starting at the very beginning and going, okay, verse 1, verse 2, and just writing it down.
She's got more willpower than I got.
Oh yeah.
I start something like that, then I'm on a computer looking at a PDF, then I'm copying and pasting, and then I'm just downloading the PDF going, I'm done.
Yeah, and then I'm watching a movie while listening to music.
Yeah. That's it. We'll go down and watch the 10 Commandments, covered part of the Bible right there.
Exactly. So I'm actually, because we talked about it earlier, I kind of go to my mom and dad because I have off the wall questions like I was telling you about earlier, that I go to them because I like to hear different perspectives on what people think.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm going to ask them what their thoughts are on it. And if they know of anywhere that says in the Bible or what the Mormon,
the Book of Mormon,
that one, if there's anything in there that says you could be possessed, because I don't know of anything.
Again, I don't discuss my beliefs with very many people. I know you and I have talked off the air,
right?
And we differ on a few things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But what I was telling you when you first got back from vacation, the post I made about my Lyft driver that bought me a cup of coffee.
Yeah. What
I didn't say in that post is he is a member of Islam. He's a Muslim. He's from Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do meet, he and I talk about the Quran.
Yeah.
And it's not because I want to be converted. I want to learn.
It's interesting. I had a friend from Jordan. I've had friends from Iraq, Iran. I have one friend that's from Egypt, and he's Muslim, and he talks to me about it. And we first started our friendship because he was posting a bunch of religious stuff, and me being the smart ass I am on Facebook, I decided I'm going to just take little pop shots, nothing to just be insulting, but just to kind of be funny. And he's like, oh, is that what you believe? And I was like, well, here's what I believe. And he's like, oh, well, here's what I believe. I said, well, great. Are you happy? Yeah. Are you? Yeah. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter. And we talked about
it's why I don't ever discuss my beliefs, is because if I'm discussing my beliefs, am I trying to change you? I'm not going to change your mind.
No.
Yep. So I don't talk a lot of religious stuff. I don't talk a lot of political stuff unless, I mean, like you and I.
Yeah. There's certain people that
some of our friends here in this valley I've had some political conversations with, but I'm not there to try and change anybody's mind. If you don't agree with what I agree with, that's called America. That's called the world.
Smart ass on Facebook. Who would do such a thing? Not I. The people in the chat right now that are typing, there's people watching on YouTube, but that I don't know who's in there, but most people know what I believe that are in the chat. I used to be very open about it. I've had certain friends that have said, given the times, be careful because you never know what's going to happen. And then I got to a point where I got tired of constantly having to explain it to everybody that I just don't even talk about it anymore.
Yep.
Like, unless I'm with people like who's in the chat or you or people that actually know me.
But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, when we do this, we're not trying to bring religion into it at all.
No.
On possessions, it just happened to be
right. And I'm glad you said that. Yeah, because I was going to bring that up earlier, that it's not I know we are talking about religion, but it's possession. you talk about possession and it automatically goes back to a religious thing.
Yeah, I mean, everything I read, nobody ever said a ghost of a guinea pig possessed me. It's always Beelzebub, Crowley, Lucifer, Hitler, Mussolini. I mean,
MLK.
the list goes on and on with some of these people and who they thought they were possessed by.
Oh, guinea pig. That's too funny.
So,
agreed. I'm not explaining. Yeah, Nadine. It's just
so it, and I will never ever bash another religion or somebody's lack of belief.
No.
If you believe the tree knot across the street is speaking to you in tongues and is your savior, hey, as long as you're not hurting me, go worship that knot in that tree.
That's what I did with my parents. My dad, he's always been, when I would talk to him about what I believed in front of my parents, he always sat there. He didn't say anything. But my dad is the type of person that, even though he's very LDS, he will read and research anything so that he has a full understanding of what it is. My mom, not so much, which I understand. Do you, boo. And she would get upset when she found out what I believed. And I finally, the way I kind of got her over it was saying, okay, Mom, what did you grow up believing? Oh, this, you studied all these different faiths, right? And she goes, well, yeah. I go, why did you stop on Mormonism? And she goes, well, because once I hit that and I studied, I found that was the right thing for me.
Yep.
And I said, and I respect that. I go, so why do you think I just studied what I'm a part of now? And that was it. I just chose that and nothing else. And she goes, well, I go, no, different forms of Christianity, Buddhism. I looked at a ton of different things. And once I, got to where I'm at now, I realized this is who I've been my whole entire life. This is me. I am happy. I'm a better person. I provide for my family. All these things. Be happy for me. I respect you.
And it's the same. It's the same with politics, but I think we've got way off topic on that one.
Yeah. So
hit the like and subscribe button.
Yeah. And before we go any farther, what are we doing in? I know I'm jumping the gun here, Steve. September.
Nope, that's what we're getting to right now. So you guys were really fascinated when we started talking about disclosure and we started talking about UFOs. And we told you we were going to go and research more and get some more answers for you guys. So that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
September, what is it? 8, 9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Alien Mike and I will actually be together.
Yep. But no. Not 9th through the 12th. 8th through the 12th.
8th through the 12th. That's right.
Because the convention is the 9th through the 12th, but I believe you told me we're going up on the morning of the 8th. We are going
up on the 8th. So yes, Alien Mike and I will be together, and we are going to Phenomenon in Vernal, Utah, a 4-day UFO convention, paranormal convention.
Mrs. Shenanigator.
Mrs. Shenanigator's here. All right. I didn't even hear Xena bark.
I didn't either.
Wow. We are going to be in Vernal, Utah, and during this show, I looked it up to see we do have a live scheduled for September 11th. So our live on September 11th is going to be on Phenomenon, and some of the people we get to meet and listen to, such as Mr. George Knapp himself, is going to be there.
That is the one that.
Yeah.
Like I told you earlier, Mrs. Shenanigator, fangirls over K-pop and all that. I am going to fangirl like I'm a 13-year-old girl meeting the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC to see George Knapp speak.
So yeah, we're going to get to see George Knapp. We're going to get to see somebody else from Arrow, I believe.
Yeah.
He was on the congressional hearings.
Oh, Stratton.
Yeah, Stratton. We're going to get to see the crew, the cast and crew of the Skinwalker Ranch.
Yep.
And listen to their stories about what they're finding out there.
I did. You did say that they are going to announce more speakers. So earlier today, I was looking.
That's the rumor.
Yeah. Well, earlier today, I was looking through the schedule, and there's a couple of days. If you scroll to the bottom on the last panel, it says speaker to be announced soon, and it comes across like they've got a surprise for us.
Yep.
And
the hints that are going around, this is not official, but the hints that are going around.
Hold on, don't say it. Don't say it yet. Where is it? Oh, come on, Mike. Where is it? You idiot. Oh, I can't find it. Hold on. Oh. Okay, well, I can't find it. Go ahead.
Aliens. Giorgio from Ancient Aliens may be the one showing up.
I wasn't thinking of him.
Who are you thinking of?
Bob Lazar. Come on.
That's been hinted at as well. Bob Lazar may be there.
And I've got his book somewhere around here that now I can't find, and now I'm mad about.
So, but yeah, we decided that, you guys wanted more answers. We're going to go to the source. We're going to go to George Knapp himself and get more answers.
And a picture with George Knapp.
Because they're going to look at us and go, you guys have 123 subscribers on your YouTube channel?
You're big and famous.
You guys can interview us.
Yep. Steve, I have told you this. For a long time, I've wanted to put together a book on something in particular. So I sent an email to United Nuclear and an email to, I don't know if it's a current, but one of his original Gmail addresses, asking his thoughts on one, if he will participate and answer questions for a book on S4 and everything he did there. Besides like Dreamland and what was written in that. And so, yeah, I'm waiting to hear back. It's been a few weeks, but hopefully I hear back.
Oh, let me know. So the September 11th live, I can guarantee you're going to see some videos and some pictures, and we're going to be discussing what we're hearing from these guys. And if we get chances to ask questions, you're damn straight. We're asking questions.
Yep. And I did talk to my buddy Dustin, who is the head of.
That's right. He's going to be out there too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a speaker. I want to say Friday night, but I could be wrong. I can't remember. But I texted him today and I told him that I've got my ticket and me and you are going to be out there and that we're going to go live while we're there. So hopefully we can get him at least to come on and say something.
Perfect. So yeah, I will let you guys know a little later as we get closer to the date, but that podcast may be about an extra hour late.
Yeah.
So just bear with us. We'll give you the updated times, but just know we are going to be actually doing the live from a campground in Vernal, Utah, just blocks away from the convention.
Yep. And then I don't know how we'll go about it yet, but I have considered doing a quick, 5-minute, 10-minute live video in front of Skinwalker Ranch from the gates.
What's next? Fortnite.
I don't play Fortnite, Nadine. I don't think anybody got the joke.
I didn't. But then again, I'm older than dirt. I don't get many jokes.
Fortnite is a video game, like a third-person shooter video
That's
game.
about as far as I know, right there.
Yeah, and so I just kind of ran with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Fortnite
next
is 2
show.
weeks.
What is our next show?
That's kind of we've discussed this. It went back and forth. It is going to be the Mothman of West Virginia, and we're going to throw in a few other places like
That's
Chicago, Germany, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so it's the start of the show is going to be on the West Virginia Mothman back in, I believe it was 1968.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about some other Mothman sightings in that area and some of the things that happened. But yeah, then we're going to go ahead and expand out and talk about the Chicago Mothman. It's not called Mothman, but there's creatures similar to Mothman in Germany and Scotland. So we're going to kind of go along the Mothman legend.
Yep. Tomorrow is our signal of the week.
Yes.
We've still got to do that, but that will be on the Jersey Devil.
That's right. Tomorrow's video, and it may be late a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Just bear with us as we get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. I got back Tuesday morning at about 2:00 in the morning, and I pretty much got a few things done, went straight to bed, and didn't wake up until Tuesday night at like 9, and then went right back to bed. And we decided to just, because we hadn't done any research, to focus on today, and then we'll get back into it. So yeah, tomorrow might be a little bit late. Yeah, Lilith. When I think of the Jersey Devil, honestly, I think of the X-Files show on it.
Oh yeah,
that's what I think of. I know what it is, and I know about the New Jersey Devils hockey team.
And since I've streamed almost everything, I'm up to season 9, so I got a few more seasons to go.
Yeah, there's
I'm up to where it kind of changed.
Yeah, there's 11, I believe 11 seasons of X-Files, but then they came out and made 3 more where they 12, 13, and 14, like 10 years later, 14 years later, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then now they're doing the reboot. So
but yeah, I do remember the Jersey Devil episode. So anyway, that's our news.
Yep.
So Alien Mike and I will be not only in the same state, not only in the same city,
but
in the same cabin.
I was going to say, we're sharing a bunk bed.
We'd be sharing a bunk bed together. Mike has already claimed top.
I like being a top. I like being on the top bunk. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah,
don't need to get a flag thrown at us from YouTube right now.
Yeah. Oh, really, Lilith? You know what, Lilith? If it is at all possible, I'm not sure if I am friends with him on Facebook. I don't even know if he has a Facebook anymore. I know I was at one point. Could you have him get in touch with me? Is that something that you would be willing to do? Just shoot me a little message. I would be like so appreciative of that, because I would love to hear somebody else's take on the Jersey Devil, because I don't know that much.
And while that's going on, you got any episodes of Skogan Outdoor coming up soon?
No, we I talked to him. The wedding funeral. Okay, I will do that.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look up the wedding funeral too. That sounds like a cool band name.
Yeah, it does. So I actually spoke to Carl today. Without going into any of his personal details, he's in Lithuania right now. That's where his wife is from.
Okay. So,
but I think they come back on Monday. He said, I believe. Let's see. Anyway, we're going to be getting together on. He's home Monday morning, so we'll have a video call and talk about the next episode.
All right. Well, there you go. So make sure you support Skogan Outdoor.
And then the Horrific Podcast. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Yeah, our good friend Colin over at the Horrific Podcast. Make sure you give them some love. Again, we keep saying it every week. Without Colin, we wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah. He this is something that I'd always wanted to do, a survival show for many, many years. And then right after, I wanted to do a paranormal UAP show. Oh my gosh, I'm saying UAP and I hate that. UFO show.
Yeah,
And
but if we're gonna go talk to Stratton and
it has to be
we
UAP.
might as well get UAP going.
Yep. You had brought it up, Steve, and I went, really? Because that's what I'm in the process of doing right now. And you said, well, let's do it together if you want. Sure. And I know we wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for Colin saying, just shut up and do it.
Yeah. We were fine tuning everything way too much and pushing the start date. Colin just sat us down and said, knock it the hell off.
Yep. You gotta go.
Hit record, hit start.
Whatever happens,
hit end, and just know that it's going to suck.
Yep. But you learn, you live and learn, you suffer through the technical difficulties. And in a few years, you get a studio like Sean Ryan or Joe Rogan in a big ass studio like that.
Yeah. By the time I'm 95, we'll be viral and millionaires.
Yeah.
I'll be dead by then. I'll be to a point where I can't spend it on anything, but I'll have it.
You'll be able to spend it on medical.
Yeah, on my prescription medications.
On Medicare.
Yeah. So I got nothing else, Mike. You got anything?
No. Just a big thank you to everybody.
Yes.
Nadine, Lilith. Thank you guys.
Yeah, Dave, Mr. Shenanigator, all of you guys. Thank you.
Mrs. Shenanigator. I was getting there. I was just a little slow. Trying not to get emotional.
I had to start going through the list to see if I missed anybody.
Yeah. If I know me and you have said we would do this regardless, but you guys make it worth it.
Yes, you do. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Yeah. And then we already did the please like, share, subscribe, hit the blort button. And other than that, that's all I got.
Thank you, Nadine. Thank you, Lilith.
Yes, thank you, guys.
I think with that being said, if you got nothing else.
No.
All right. Well, you guys continue to stay spooky.
And keep watching the skies.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.